But at just 12 years old, Wooski was rumored to be behind the killing of a BD named Breezy, which intensified the war between the two sets.
12?
It's unclear whether Wooski was actually the killer or if it was just a rumor. But either way,
nigga, at 12 years old, I was playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. This man out there hitting licks.
I ain't gotta do too much. I swear that these niggas, they be doing too much. I ain't gotta.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today we got another installment of Chicago Drill. Lyrics that really happened from the Hip Hop Daily YouTube channel, man. So listen, y'all know a few weeks ago, we checked out another one of these videos, man. And I'm telling you, man, if it's one thing we learned from Chicago drill artists is whatever they rap about in they rap songs, 9.9 times out of 10, it really happened, man. So listen, we ain't wasting no more time. Let's get to it right now here on MANIACITV. Let's go.
It's a genre unlike any other. While it's common for artists to rap about real life situations, drill rappers take it a step further and tell their audience about all the wild things they've actually done in the streets. Here's a look at Chicago drill lyrics that actually happened. I saw him at the store, but I ain't have my mask. That's the last time that the ops get in the pass.
On your ass.
On your ass, King Von and G Herbo.
Song was hard.
King Von was one of the hottest up and coming drill rappers from Chicago.
Man, Von, anything Von rapped about in the song, man, you knew it was a true story. Anything Von rapped about in the song really happened, man. Come on now.
King Von and G Herbo. King Von was one of the hottest up and coming drill rappers from Chicago before he was tragically murdered in November 2020. Von was known for his storytelling ability as well as the work he put in on the streets of Chicago, which resulted in numerous beefs with other rappers and ops in the city. One of Von's longtime rivals is a rapper named FBG Wooski, which is who he's talking about in this bar. Although originally from a section of Chicago known as Killer Ward, Von later moved to the infamous Parkway Gardens housing projects, also known as O Block.
Y'all know Wooski from O Block too.
O Block is a stronghold for the Black Disciples gang and one of the deadliest areas in Chicago. It was named after a fallen member of the gang known as O.D. Perry, who was killed by ops from the STL EBT set of the Gangsta Disciples.
What's the update on O Block being sold? Last I heard, Dirk said he wanted to buy it. He didn't even care what the price was. He was willing to buy it. So what's going on with
the
that?
gang known as O.D. Perry, who was killed by ops from the STL EBT set of the Gangsta Disciples, who were known to be at war with O Block. FBG Wooski was a member of that same area, who's from the area of the South Side around 63rd and St. Lawrence, also known as Tukaville. So Von and Wooski already had beef solely based on their affiliations, but the feud between the two rappers went even deeper than that. Even though Wooski is a member of Tukaville, he actually grew up on O Block. One of Wooski's brothers was a BD, which gave him some protection. But at just 12 years old, Wooski was rumored to be behind the killing of a BD named Breezy, which intensified the war between the two sets.
12?
It's unclear whether Wooski was actually the killer or if it was just a rumor. But either way,
nigga, at 12 years old, I was playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. This man out there hitting licks? What's going on?
Two sets. It's unclear whether Wooski was actually the killer or if it was just a rumor. But either way, he had to leave the area. This made Wooski a sworn enemy of the BDs already. But his personal beef with Von didn't get set off until 2011 when Wooski allegedly shot and killed an O Block member named Platoon, who was one of Von's good friends. The beef escalated even further after Wooski's cousin, Modell, was killed and rumors circulated that Von was the shooter. After that, Von and Wooski got into a heated Twitter war and the beef officially became public. During the online battle, Von claims that he saw Wooski at the store and almost finished the beef then and there. Wooski responds by saying that Von saw him in the store and was scared to look him in the eye. Von responds by saying that Wooski and his crew tried to lock the door when they saw Von. Wooski responds by saying someone ran up on them and they got scared and ran away.
Man, where the footage at, man? Somebody capping. Somebody capping, man. Ain't no way, man. Listen, somebody capping. Looking at this conversation, we saw this last week. I did a video on Wooski. I reacted to a doc on Wooski, man. If it's one thing about Wooski and Von, even though they were sworn ops with each other, man, if it's one thing about them, dog, they had a lot of respect for each other because they knew they both really got down like that, man. They got it. Only these two can get on Twitter and go back and forth like this, man. I'm telling you.
In the track On Your Ass, Von confirms that he saw Wooski that day and was about to smoke him, but he didn't have a mask and probably would have been recognized. Wooski claims that this was cap and Von was scared to face him one-on-one. Which side of the story is closer to the truth is hard to tell.
You got to think about it though, man. I feel like, I ain't saying either of them was scared of the other man, but you got to think about it, man. You in the store, there's cameras around. As much as both of them probably wanted to shoot each other or whatever, man, throw the ones, whatever, man. Listen, you can't do that in public, boy. You can't do that in public, especially since both of y'all got bodies. Man, you do something like that in a public place, man, they coming to get you right away. Come on now, best believe.
And Von was scared to face him one-on-one. Which side of the story is closer to the truth is hard to tell, but what is for certain is that the beef didn't end there. It did cool off for a while until Von was arrested for the murder of a man named Malcolm Stuckey in May 2014. Von, along with another BD named Big Mike, allegedly shot and killed Stuckey outside of a house party. According to witnesses, Stuckey was mean mugging Von, so the rapper went to recruit Big Mike as backup. Then, they came back to the party and shot up the porch where Stuckey was standing. Stuckey was killed and several others were injured. Von and Big Mike were arrested for murder. At first, Mike agreed to testify against Von in court, but changed his mind at the last minute for fear of retaliation from the BDs for snitching. As a result, the prosecution didn't give much evidence and Von was acquitted. Instead, Mike was found guilty of the murder.
Von said, he said, I beat that body, I'm goated, man. Hold on. Man, if you wanted to testify, it wouldn't even matter. You might as well just knock out whatever time they giving you, man, because if you testified against one of your own, you can't even not only go back to O Block, but you can't even go back to Chicago at that point. Come on, now they'll be after you. Man, that's tough.
Prosecution didn't give much evidence and Von was acquitted. Instead, Mike was found guilty of the murder, even though Von is rumored to be the one who fired the shot. Check out our video on rappers who beat a murder charge for more info on this case. Mike happened to be the brother of none other than FBG Wooski, which reignited the beef between him and Von after the rapper was released from jail. The war between Von and Wooski continued until the rapper was killed. While Von was locked up, an O Block member named HK was murdered outside the entrance to Parkway Gardens. Wooski later claimed credit for the hit in the diss track called Computers. The BDs responded by shooting up a funeral that Wooski was attending and hit him in the head. The rapper survived, but it was a slow recovery, and by the time he was back on the street, Von had been tragically killed in an unrelated situation involving Savannah rapper Quando Rondo. But even though Von is now dead, the war between O Block and Tukaville continues.
It's crazy even hearing that, that Von's dead. Von, he ain't here, RIP Von. It's crazy hearing that, That shit crazy, man. It's been 6 months and I still can't believe that. That whole situation is just still crazy.
Quando Rondo. But even though Von is now dead, the war between O Block and Tukaville continues to this day. But that wasn't the only time Von rapped about almost finishing his ops. In this next song, he claimed he had caught several bodies and even gave the street name to one of his victims. He tried to run it, but it ain't end right. They call that the can't get right. King Von, bless the booth freestyle.
Man, you might as well rename this series King Von. Lyrics that really happened, man. So he was talking about can't get right in that.
But it ain't end right. They call that the can't get right. King Von, bless the booth freestyle. King Von wasn't just a rapper who talked about street shit for the clout. He really lived the life he talked about in his rhymes, and the work he put in on the street was well documented. He even admits it himself in many of his songs. In the beginning of his freestyle, he drops the bar, "Let's talk bodies, I got several." And that fact is well documented. Von is rumored to be responsible for at least 4 murders in Chicago. The first was Wooski's cousin Modell, who Von allegedly caught lacking outside a mall and shot in the chest out of retaliation for Wooski's killing a platoon. There was also a rumor floating around that Modell and some other dudes caught Von alone and whooped his ass, which also contributed to the shooting, but this is pure internet speculation. Either way, Modell was found dead with a gunshot to the chest, and Von is believed to be the killer. Around the same time that Von shot Modell, he also allegedly participated in the murder of a member of Jarrell City, a set of the GDs that's allied with STL EBT named P5, aka Crack. In October 2012, Von, along with 2 other members of O Block named J Money and T-Roy, allegedly caught P5 lacking and shot him several times, taking his life. J Money is credited with delivering the fatal shot, but it would be the second murder within 2 weeks that Von participated in.
Second murder within 2 weeks, man. Most people, man, like when you first catch a body, I could only imagine what's going through your mind. You probably trying to process what the fuck just happened, what the fuck you just did. This nigga Von, he allegedly doing them at 2-week intervals. Ain't even taking no breaks, man. This man was a fucking demon. Allegedly. Come on.
J Money is credited with delivering the fatal shot, but it would be the second murder within 2 weeks that Von participated in, including Modell. The next body that King Von allegedly had was a female op named K.I.
She was
K.I. was a member of STL EBT set who was rumored to be one of the deadliest shooters in Chirac history. Despite being ops, she and Von used to flirt with one another on social media. But despite looking like any normal girl, K.I. was a deadly...
Von saw that craziness in her. He saw she was catching bodies too. He low-key got a little turn on that boy.
And Von used to flirt with one another on social media. But despite looking like any normal girl, K.I. was a deadly assassin who was rumored to be one of the people responsible for the death of O.D. Perry, the BD member who O Block was named after. K.I. was shot and killed in April 2014 on the 6400 block of South Eberhard Ave at just 17 years old. Rumor has it that Von, along with another member of the BDs named Big A, was behind the shooting. Big A was later killed by K.I.'s brother G.I. as retaliation for his sister's murder.
Damn.
Check out our video on Chicago drill lyrics that actually happened part 2 for more info on this case. Another murder that Von has under his belt was the killing of Malcolm Stuckey. Although Von was acquitted of the murder, he is rumored to be the one behind the trigger and was only let off due to insufficient evidence, along with Mike's refusal to testify. Not long before Von was killed, Stuckey's sister posted on Instagram about how she can't believe Von killed her.
Word. So this guy kills my brother and becomes a rapper. Oh no. Wow, she put that all on. What is this, Facebook? Damn.
Her brother then went on to become a famous rapper, but Von doesn't stop there. In the same freestyle, Von goes on to address even more street beef that went down in Chicago. Further on in the verse, he raps, "I was trying to score for White. We was shooting shit on sight." White was another member of O Block who Von witnessed get murdered. White was one of Von's good friends, and it's alleged that he was killed by members of Jarrell City, along with none other than FBG Wooski. White was killed in 2012, and his death is believed to have led to the killing of both Modell and P5. Von not only rapped about White's death, but he also talked about it on Twitter years later, claiming that White was killed on his birthday, August 9th, 2012, and he had just bought him a pill. He left him outside standing on the block and went into a store to buy something. After that, he heard gunshots and ran outside to see his friend lying dead on the ground.
That shit crazy.
White was just another victim of the ongoing street war.
And people be wondering why Von was such a demon, dog. Like, already onto account that he spent majority of his teenage years locked up, then losing people left and right like that, man, that's crazy.
To see his friend lying dead on the ground. White was just another victim of the ongoing street war raging between the GDs and BDs. In this bar, Von claims that he and White were ready to shoot at ops on site, whether it was Tukaville, Jarrell City, or any other op. In the final bar of the freestyle, he raps, "He tried to run, but it ain't end right. They call that the Can't Get Right." Was another member of the STL EBT set of the GDs who was shot to death on the corner of 63rd and Vernon in the south side of June 2018. Along with him was fellow STL EBT member FBG Duck, who was also shot but survived. Also present was a 43-year-old bystander named Troy Hampton, who was unfortunately killed. FBG Duck was a popular rapper and known enemy of O Block. Duck was considered to be representing the GDs in the music industry before being killed in August 2020 and was known to trade diss songs back and forth with O Block members like Von and Lil Durk.
It's just crazy to me because, man, like y'all know, I've been following along with Duck and Von for so long now. And just all the disses that they sent back and forth last year and the year before, man, like what was it all for them to die 3 months apart from each other, man? That was crazy, man. And it felt like both of them were untouchable too, though. That's what make it even crazy.
2020 and was known to trade diss songs back and forth with O Block members like Von and Lil Durk. Before he was killed, he dropped a crazy diss song where he openly disrespected several dead members of O Block, which many believe was the reason he was killed. Can't Get Right was Duck's man and was featured in many of his videos. The shooting was captured on a surveillance camera and shows the whole thing going down. You can see Duck, Can't Get Right, and the innocent bystander who just happened to be sweeping the street. They see the dudes coming and try to hide behind the car. The attackers run up and shoot all 3 men, including the city worker Troy Hampton, who wasn't just caught up in the crossfire, but was also targeted.
Damn, that nigga was just, oh man, he was just there sweeping.
They see the dudes coming and try to hide behind the car. The attackers run up and shoot all 3 men, including the city worker Troy Hampton, who wasn't just caught up in the crossfire, but was also targeted. The shooters probably didn't want to leave any witnesses, and from where Troy was standing, he would have seen the whole thing go down. Pretty cold-blooded to kill an innocent bystander who wasn't even involved. But on the streets of Chicago, no one is truly safe.
No rules.
Von is not suspected to be the shooter in this particular case. However, it has been credited to other members of O Block. Though Can't Get Right and Troy Hampton were just 2 more casualties in the ongoing war between O Block and Tukaville. But that was far from the only time King Von rapped about real street stories in his music. In this next bar, he talked about how he almost got caught with a pistol at the prom, but gave it strapped to his date to avoid getting caught.
What?
"I got this Glock on me. The police come, my shawty take the case. Nobody move. Moo-wop featuring King Von."
Hey, when he asked out to prom, he probably was like, just be prepared because I got this motherfucker on me. Be prepared. I might have to toss it to you real quick and you might have to do some time. Come on.
Please come, my shawty take the case. Shit. Nobody move. Moo-wop featuring King Von. In this bar, Von is reminiscing on his high school days when he was almost arrested at the prom for carrying a pistol, but slid the strap to his girlfriend, Mina Red. For most kids, the prom is a time to get dressed up, take some pictures, and maybe even head to an after party and try to get laid.
Yeah.
But on the mean streets of Chicago, any public gathering can lead to violence. That's why Von showed up,
Keep
strapped
it on
and
you.
prepared for action. On the night of the prom, Von showed up with Mina and another friend. At some point in the night, a fight broke out and all three were arrested. But Mina wasn't just an innocent girl who got involved with the wrong crowd. She's the sister of another drill rapper named Tay600 and also dated the notorious 051 Melly, aka the Gravedigger of Chicago. So she knew exactly what she was getting herself into when she went with Von to the prom. When shit went down, she held the strap so Von wouldn't get charged with carrying a gun as a convicted felon.
That's a real one.
Even though Mina kept it solid that night, their relationship fell apart after Von went to jail for the killing of Malcolm Stuckey. Von rapped about her several times in his music, claiming that he felt she was being disloyal while he was doing his business and was messing with the ops behind his back.
Oh yeah.
After Von was killed, Mina talked about Von on an Instagram live session and claimed that even though their relationship ended, they were close friends up until he died. She says that even though he often dissed her in his songs, he would still call her every few months to check in, revealing that even the hardest savages have a soft spot.
Yeah.
Even if their relationship did fall apart, there's no denying that Mina was a real one for holding a gun at the prom. Most girls probably would have folded under pressure, but
I'm telling you, most females ain't.
Mina is also from the south side, so she already knew how it goes when you're rolling with a crew of savages. If you like this video, check out some of our previous
That's crazy, dog. This whole, you might as well just rename this King Von. Make this a series about Von's lyrics, man. This could turn into a 35-part series, dog. But listen, man, Chicago drill lyrics that really happened. Link down below in the description. Y'all want to check it out in its entirety, uninterrupted. If y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me on daily reaction videos, man. Hit that subscribe button for me. Until the next video, I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MANIACITV. I'm out.
I ain't gotta do too much. I swear that these niggas, they be doing too much. I ain't gotta